Kaz, what do you think's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? Just to get right into it, I have a
Yeah.
feeling back to what I was saying earlier. I think Aaron Glenn wants to put his stamp on this team, wants to change things up a bit. I think, and I've heard this out in the media a bit, that they may want an answer from Rodgers earlier rather than later to sort of give him the impression that if you don't give us an answer now, we're done with you, and that might make Aaron feel a bit uncomfortable having to have him make a decision so early in maybe his process, sort of make
Yeah.
it on, put the blame on him for not coming back, you know what I mean? And then just doing things as you see fit, as Glenn and Muji um wanna build this thing, which
Look,
yeah.
they can do quarterback plans without having an answer from Aaron Rodgers, right? They need an answer from Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
by by combine is what I've kind of consistently said.
Makes sense.
I think when you go to the combine, that's when you start sitting down with agents. That's, you're not supposed to, but that's when you start talking about free agents. That's when like for me, that's when the 2025 roster really starts to bubble and they start. So I think you have some time here. I still don't think he's back. I've said that for a while now. And Monday didn't swing me the other way at all. Like, if you want Aaron Rodgers back and like you're convinced he's the guy, when we ask those questions on Monday, you're like, hey guys, like we have to find out we don't have to find out what he wants to play. But like, look, this is a four-time MVP. This is a future Hall of Famer. Like, why wouldn't we want him back? Like, think about it. He's under contract. He is an accomplished player, and you're dancing around the questions. You're saying, well, we'll talk to him. Well, if you like him, there's no conversation to have. The conversation is if you have questions in your mind about him. So to me, and also the Glenn sort of like you can see he's the alpha, like this is his program.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does Aaron Rodgers fit into that? Like, is he gonna want? I mean, his old boss, his mentor Bill Parcells used to say he did not want a celebrity quarterback. That was one of his big mantras. Is he going to want his quarterback going on Pat McAfee every Tuesday for an hour, talking about, world politics and the Jets and everything in between? I don't know. It doesn't seem to fit the Aaron Glenn mode that I saw on Monday. So to me, I think the Jets will be respectful here, Frankie. I think it's a delicate situation with Rodgers. I do think they appreciate Rodgers coming here, and I think there's a lot of people in the building who genuinely like Aaron Rodgers a lot and are grateful to him for coming here. So I think they will probably handle this very quietly. And if Rodgers wants to retire, like if they tell him like we're not going to get you back, and Rodgers says I'm going to retire, I think they'll let him make that announcement probably on Pat McAfee and wish him well and not really say what happened here. Right? They're going to keep quiet on it. If he says he wants to keep playing, then it gets a little dicier. Then you have to be a little more public about it.
I do wonder, Kaz, about this whole Rodgers decision. See, for me, I think it was the opposite, considering he already said he texted Rodgers, him and Muji, and that they've already reached out to him. I hear you on the Glenn. This is, he is the leader. It's his team. It's his culture he wants to establish. I just wonder if Rodgers wants to have one more year at the kick at the can, sort of say, because this Jets team is it's not bad. Like, it's not a bad roster. It was just a really poorly coached roster, I would argue, and really poorly coached team last year. Rodgers
And for a long stretch, poorly quarterbacked, right?
poorly
I think
quarterbacked.
people are. I think Rodgers had some really nice games at the end of the year. Um, but and maybe you can say, oh, it's because his hamstring was torn, but like he's been hurt now every season for the last 3 years. He's 41 years
Yeah.
old. Is he not going to get hurt this year? Like probably he's probably going to get hurt. I just and like someone made the comparison of Peyton Manning in his last year with
Mm-hmm.
Denver, right? Gary Kubiak comes in and they basically let the defense win games. Peyton really didn't do much. He was along for the ride that year. Well, Aaron Rodgers, but like Peyton was able to like put his ego aside and
Yeah.
hand the ball off and live and like hand the ball off, let the defense win games. Can Rodgers do that? I don't know. Like
I don't know, and
if
I
they
think
tell him like we want you back, but here's the offense, Aaron.
right.
It's going to be 60% handoffs to Brees Hall, and we're going to throw short passes to get like this. We're like if they take the ball out of his hands, basically, is he going to live with that?